What is up, TF reviewers? I am Moose for the win, back at you with another review. This time we're doing Legacy Commander Class Motormaster. I was really excited about all the Stunticons because I love combiners, and this guy looks like the most show-accurate combiner we've had in the last few years. I was gonna do an unboxing of them, but the box was too big for my setup. But I have a bit of a problem with the direction they're going with the Legacy line. They're using less plastic, which I love that idea, but it's seriously reducing the safety of the figure. This guy, I opened it up, I cut one piece of tape, I opened the box, and there he was. No zip ties holding him into the cardboard, no protection. It was just him sitting in cardboard. That's it. And if somebody just went to the store, found him, snipped the tape, I mean, it makes these figures very susceptible to theft. And even like when you're buying them online, they don't offer a whole lot of protection if they're like dropped or something in transit. I'm just a little worried at the quality control that could come from using less plastic in the packaging. But that is pretty much my only gripe with this figure is the box. The figure itself is absolutely fantastic. Luckily for me, mine came to my house relatively safe. The box wasn't really that dinged up, but I'm afraid what could have happened if it was. But oh well, here we are. That's just a personal gripe for me. But luckily nothing was wrong with my figure. No yellowing. I heard yellowing has been an issue for newer figures, especially this one too. But everything looks fine on my copy, so more than likely your copies will be fine as well. But one thing I noticed, even though there was not a whole lot of heft to the box, there was a lot of weight. And I figured out why as soon as I opened it, because this guy is solid. This whole trailer, there is no unused space. It's the entirety of Menasor is in this trailer. This is a big, heavy, feels like a 5-pound chunk of plastic brick, and I love it. In trailer mode, it doesn't do anything other than it just has a kickstand. It doesn't have any opening doors or nothing. It's just does that. Cab for Motormaster. I love the paint job, the simple black and purple, not a whole lot of frills, but he doesn't need any. I love that. For time constraints, I'm not going to review the Menasor mode because I want to wait till I have all of the Stunticons in hand before I do that. So this will only be a review for Motormaster himself, just the bot and what his trailer can do outside of the Gestalt, which it has a secondary mode, and I love that they added that. But if you're here looking for a Menasor review, then you're gonna have to wait till I get the rest. So here's Truck Boy next to Big Papa Convoy. He's a much taller cab. Lengthwise, they're about the same. Width-wise, similar. It's just a lot of height on that upper cab. And then the only other Stunticon that they have out at the moment is Drag Strip. Lengthwise, they're about the same. Again, spot on with the scaling with this new Legacy line. Everything they've done since War for Cybertron has scaled perfectly. So with these Commander class Voyager scales, so far they've only done Motormaster and Rodimus. They've been very, very intricate. I wouldn't recommend trying to transform these unless you know what you're doing, because the panels are at times really thin and the connections are really tight. So if you don't know what you're doing, you might break something. But it's still a very satisfying transformation, even though it's not the simplest. But it still works. Everything's solid. It's still a really good figure. So what we'll do is we'll take this top panel off, and we'll unpeg it from what will be the hips. Slide those around. And we'll take these two top panels off the cabs, get them up and out of the way. Then they'll peg right in the front right there. And then we'll take the legs and we'll separate them. Bring them up and around. Now for transformation purposes, these pins have to be facing the front of the thigh, but for display purposes, you can flip them around to where these are out of the way, but that just adds an extra step during transformation, and it's really up to you. We're gonna take the legs, we're gonna accordion them up to where they're nice and straight. Okay. And then the feet, we're actually gonna take them, turn them to the side, flip them around, and back in. This turns the foot all the way around. You can see like the little fake truck cab foot toe thing. I love it. Move the wheel in, fold this panel in and back, fold this panel down, and peg it in flush there. Do the same with the other side. And there's his legs. Now here's the rough part. What seems like the simplest step is also the most difficult. You got to take the arms, unpeg them from the trailer hitch, but the connection there is so tight and the plastic feels so thin at that part that I'm afraid I'm going to break it every time I actually go to transform it. So you can see there's like an opening right here. That's where the peg is. So it pegs right here on the side of the arm. So I kind of want to put all of the leverage on the back there. Just lifts straight up. There we go. That was actually the easiest it's ever been for me. Just move the arms down, clip them into the hips. I'm out of it today. Those aren't hips, those are armpits. Put that on my tombstone, geez. All right, and then move the backpack down, clip it into the back, reveal the hands. And there you have Motormaster. Very good, very solid figure, despite all of the intricate panel work. Head mold, or the head sculpt, it doesn't really do much other than just swivel joint, but other than that, he's got it everywhere else where it counts as far as posability. The knees, the ankle tilt. Very solid Voyager scale character. Straighten you out real quick. Size comparison, here he is next to Prime. A little bit taller, a little bit bulkier, which I think he should be. Motormaster always was a little bit of a bigger dude. Here he is next to Big Chunky Grimbo. Very nice scale. Very good figure. So the trailer, it's pretty much the entirety of Menasor's body, but they did add a bonus feature for playability, which I love because I collect city chunks and stuff that makes like Micromaster bases and stuff, and they've given this a battle station mode. I don't know if that was part of the original G1 toy, but it works so well for this guy. It's all parts forming though, so that sword came out. Goes here. It works for Motormaster, the sword. It's a nice big sword, but in the hands of Menasor, it's not that big. So I don't know if people are wanting like a big chunky sword, they're gonna probably want to go the route of third parties. Anyway, you take this piece, unhook this piece, separate that, separate this one, separate this one, separate this one, separate this one, and separate this one. And then you have trailer confetti, big pile of chunks. I'm going to start with this chunk. I'm going to straighten this one out. This will be the groin of Menasor. This has a very, very strong ratchet joint. Very clickety. I'm going to take this bit, move it up and around. Set that off to the side. We're going to take this one and we're going to collapse it in on itself. Just connect all these bits. We're going to set this one off to the side because this is actually done. This is a weapons rack kind of tower thing that doesn't actually connect to the main gestalt. Then we have this bit. This will turn into the gun. So you can use this as Motormaster's cannon, just kind of as is. You can put it in the hand of Menasor, or you can move the handles, lift this up for like some kind of visor thing, peg that onto the top of the tower, and make a turret that big boy can hang on to. We're going to set them up to the side because this is actually going to get a little bit big. So there's that. So we have these ones here, these towers. I'm going to lay that down, move that, turn that around, put that to the side. Take one of these, you're going to bend right here, and clip it in, see right there, that peg, that hole. Scratch that, reverse it, like that. Do the same with this side. And then you're gonna connect this port right there. You're going to do the same on the other side. It's going to be difficult to do this all on camera in frame, but here we go. I'm going to try to pan out a little bit. It's a very long, like it's taken up the whole length of my setup right now. Take these pegs right here on the tower and they go right up under there. If I can find them. And there you have battle station mode. Motormaster can stand back there, hang on to the turret. The only gripe I have is that he doesn't have anywhere that pegs into any of the Micromaster bases or any of the Titan Master bases. He's just kind of a standalone thing, but it works for him. You know, it's got this neat little imaginative turret outpost thing going on. You can still use it as like part of your city setup. You can say like those are roads, yada yada yada. But yeah, it works. It really works. And here's the whole city thing next to drag strip. For sizing, it's a very large piece. I wouldn't probably end up displaying this thing in this mode, but it's still a very fun mode to begin with. It's definitely going in my city once I get a huge city display going up. And yeah, once I get the rest of the Stunticons, I will definitely be doing a Menasor review just as is. But yeah, until then, this has been I Am Moose, and this was a review of Legacy Commander Class Motormaster.